This thing is the most fun phone I've ever used, and that isn't even an exaggeration. Finally, a different shape and form factor after years of begging. I wonder why. But I digress. Samsung is finally back to experimenting like they did with those curved edges and iris scanners. To be fair, those curved edges were bound to look like this after a few years and cost more than the phone's actual worth to repair, but hey, that's besides the point. Let's talk about this. First off, the crease. Now, it's basically non-existent when the screen's on. Like, you can't even see it. But even if it's off, you can barely see it, and I can't feel anything when I run my finger along it, but I don't think the same can be said for the Fold 7. Like, this crease is horrid, absolutely horrid in comparison. You can also definitely feel the crease if you run your finger across the screen, but honestly, you don't see it if you're looking at it head on. Like, from certain angles, yes you can, but honestly with the Fold 8, you can barely see it from any angle, and you can only see it if the screen's off, so I think that's a huge upgrade. To be fair, the crease does take some time to develop, but honestly, it was just as bad within the first week of me using the Fold 7, and I've been using the Fold 8 for almost a month now, and it's much better, so they definitely improved the crease on the Fold 8. The hinge on this also feels much smoother, and this is how it sounds. And this is how my Fold 7's hinge sounds. Yeah, it doesn't sound too great, but I think that's my fault. Now yes, they did get rid of flex mode, which is basically you open your phone halfway and just prop it up, and it has the controls at the bottom and the video playing at the top. And they just removed that because I think they redesigned the hinge or something like that. But honestly, I don't think it's that much of an issue. You could just use tent mode. For those who don't know what that is, just open it like this and prop it up. Same concept except minus the controls at the bottom. But you can adjust angles and stuff, so it's basically the same thing. I also love the aspect ratio of the cover screen on this thing. Just menus at the top like notifications are so much easier to reach, and especially Instagram stories because they're in your hand's vicinity, unlike a traditional phone where you have to, kind of struggle to reach those menus. And it's just like menus towards the left are a bit harder to reach because of the wider aspect ratio, but hey, that's what one-handed mode is for. But that wider aspect ratio also kind of kills it when it comes to one-hand ability. It just digs into your palms too much, and that hurts, man. Even watching content on the cover screen is so much more enjoyable and immersive because of how small the black bars are. If you zoom to fill, you barely lose any of the top and bottom, and it just becomes a very nice little immersive pocketable phone. And it's watching videos holding it like this, it feels so good. If you unfold them though and then rotate the Fold 7 to landscape, it gives you basically the same usable screen area on both of them. But honestly, I still prefer the Fold 8 over the 7 because of the smaller black bars. It's just, this gives the illusion of the screen being bigger than it actually is. Like, if I put them side by side, this is the exact same usable screen area. It just looks bigger on this because of the smaller black bars. Speaking of black bars, if you zoom to fill on the Fold 8, sure, it chops off some of the top and bottom, but not nearly as much as the Fold 7. Like, if I zoom to fill here, it chops off so much, like, come on bro, this has to be a joke. And dude, short form content looks so much better on the Fold 8. This, I genuinely think, is the superior choice for media consumption. This might even be the best phone for media consumption, so yeah. Samsung has also made some huge strides in battery life this year. I had to charge my Fold 7 at least 2 times a day, but the Fold 8, it lasts me well over a day. Samsung should have switched to silicon carbon ages ago. But hey, better late than never, huh? Speaking of battery, I haven't really noticed a difference in charging speeds between the Fold 8 and 7, which, shouldn't make sense because the Fold 8 has faster 45 watt charging compared to the Fold 7's 25 watts, but I think I might have a reasonable explanation to that. You see, the Fold 8 has a bigger 4800 mAh battery, which takes longer to fill up as opposed to the Fold 7's smaller battery, so I think the faster charging speeds and the bigger battery kind of cancel each other out, giving both of them basically the same charging time. Now, cameras. Look, they're not great. I already thought the cameras on the Fold 7 weren't that good, but they actually downgraded them on the Fold 8. Okay, let me clarify what I meant by that. Look, I'm not saying the Fold 7 had a bad camera. Far from it. It had the same 200 megapixel sensor as the S25 Ultra. It's just, I expected more for the price, you know. This was a $2,000 phone, which is why I never honestly used this to film any content. I just prefer to use my S24 Ultra because I just found that the colors on this looked weird, and I also used the S24 Ultra to record this and this. It had the older 12 megapixel ultra wide sensor, not the new 50 megapixel one found in the S25 Ultra, and this god awful 3x zoom. You could get better results if you just crop from the main sensor, and that's just what I wanted to clear up. Now I have to edit this god awful video. God. They downgraded the main sensor from 200 megapixels to only 50, and they got rid of the telephoto lens, which personally I didn't even care about. It was ass anyway. You could just crop into the main sensor and get a better result anyway. But hey, they did upgrade the ultra wide to 50 from 12 on this. Oh, by the way, because of the aspect ratio of the inner screen, the photos fill up the entire screen, meaning you don't have to zoom to fill, which actually makes them look pretty good when viewing them back unfolded. I also think using the camera on the Fold 8 in general is annoying because when you're holding the phone like this, your finger comes in the way and you kind of have to hold it awkwardly and then you feel like you're gonna drop it. So just using the camera on this isn't that good of an experience. Unfolding it, sure, but folded, no. I also have some tiny nitpicks like why is the camera visor plastic? It was metal on the Fold 7 and it's glass on the S26 Ultra. You can buy two S26 Ultra for how much this costs. Like, Samsung, lock in, what are you doing? My main concern from that is just this getting scuffed up or chipping off, but only time will tell, so let's see how it holds up. Another grievance I have with this is that the fingerprint scanner literally never works. I had the same issue on the Fold 7. I don't know if it's just me with sweaty fingers or what, but Samsung, please switch to ultrasonic fingerprint on foldables. It's been done before. It's possible. Please. All that aside, I think the Fold 8 is the best foldable on the market right now. Nothing even comes close, but I definitely think that there's room for improvement with the Fold 9. I'm glad that they finally brought the anti-reflective coating to foldables, but why only limit that to the inner screen? Some people also use their phones folded too, you know, and some people might use it more folded, and I can confidently say actually, having used an S24 Ultra, bringing that coating to both the inner and outer screens would massively help improve the user experience. I also don't get why they didn't give the Fold 8 MagSafe support because, look, with the S26 there was the argument that, oh, the magnets might interfere with the S Pen, but this doesn't even support the S Pen, so that's kinda invalid, and it still supports G2 using cases, so why not just integrate the magnets themselves inside the phone? So I really hope the Fold 9 gets MagSafe. I also think that they should give the Fold 9 a titanium frame because personally, I don't like using foldables with cases on. Like, dude, the phone's meant to be thin. Putting a case on kinda just ruins that experience for me. I tried to use my Fold 7 with the case for a few months, but ultimately ended up taking it off and raw dogging it, and it has some battle wounds to fend for itself. I've got one here, a tiny one here, and one here. I have dropped my Fold 7 multiple times and it's held up shockingly well, and this thing doesn't even have a titanium frame. It has the same armor aluminum as the Fold 8, so if this has held up so well, imagine how good titanium would be. A built-in privacy screen similar to the S26 Ultras, especially on this bigger inner display, would be such a killer feature. It's just, I doubt that would happen because, you know, these folding mechanics and engineering and all, I don't think that's gonna happen, but it would be so sick. And yeah, that's about it. That's what I think of the Fold 8. Just let me know if any shortcomings that I might have missed in this video, because I'm just thinking of making more longer videos from here on out, and just give me some ideas as well. And yeah, see you next time. I don't even like Pokemon. I was just LARPing Squirtle throughout the entirety of this video because I just think it looks good with the phone's color.